Hi everybody, I am back with a new video. Also, before I start though, if you hear like someone clearing their throat or making noises in the background, it is just my brother Joshua, my twin brother. Um, he has severe autism, or some may call it low functioning autism. Um, so basically, well, that means that he just his brain is just built differently, and it's I don't want to say the wrong words, but he just needs more assistance. And um part of having autism, he has verbal tics, or he has tics, which he has he makes these uncontrolled movements or sounds. But he's doing his own thing. He's on his iPad, so I'm just gonna let him be. He's not harming anyone. So if you don't like the sound, then I don't know, just watch the subtitles, I guess. So, but he deserves to be, himself. So I'm just gonna let him do his thing. But if he gets a little too crazy, because sometimes he gets so excited that he starts like yelling and just laughing uncontrollably, and that's when I have to watch his behavior. Cause then he just starts kind of getting out of control. But he's good, so I'm just gonna let him be. And thank you for the ones who understand. You know, not his condition, but like just the I forgot what it's called. Sorry, I'm going blank. Anyways. So, also, another thing I want to say is I finally understand why every time when I record it's all wobbly. It's because I have a filter, and I just realized it now. So, but I'm gonna keep it on because I like the way that I look with this filter on, and I know that's, some of you are like, well, you should just be yourself. And I know, and I do try to be that, but I woke up recently and I have a pretty bad eye bag right now, but it's covering it. And it's making my skin more clear. And, I mean, I just washed my face today, but I like this filter. Now, is this me saying that I'm gonna have it on forever? No. Because I want to get used to just not depending on this thing. But just wanted to be vulnerable with you guys. So, yes. Okay. So, I have a lot to talk about, and I know that I mentioned in the previous video that I've been gone because I've been taking care of my twin brother. And I can finally kind of say more now that my dad has temporary conservatorship of him. So, he's gonna be. I'm taking care of him before he goes to a home, and it's a home that I went to. My family has went to, and I've kind of always taken care of him my whole life, and I've always been protective of him and watched over him. So, and so I have some pretty high standards when it comes to, who's watching over him, who's taking care of him, how is he being taken care of. So going to this home, I am very impressed. And I approve. So I'm very confident that he's gonna get the help that he needs, and he's gonna be taken care of. So yes, I'm happy. Okay. Okay, so let's get into the message. I hope you guys have been doing well. These past few months have just been. I want to cuss so bad, but I can't. I'm trying not to cuss around him. Because then he mimics whatever I say. So yeah, try not to do that. But these past few months have been freaking crazy. It feels like. Well, no, I've been getting spiritual messages of just intuitive messages that like things are changing, things are shifting. And I've been noticing like the signs and just so many things that everything is shifting, and I wrote a lot of channel messages down today, so I'm gonna get into that. And yeah, so let's do it. And also, I don't think my phone is fully clean, so that's why there's this glare. So I am going to fix that right now, and you are going to be blinded in a second. Okay, there we go. Is that better? Imagine like someone just did that. Okay, you know what? Okay, distracted. So for those that resonate with this message, and here's the thing, when it comes to seeing certain messages, you might the weird thing is you might not consciously understand it at the moment, or you might be like, this doesn't resonate with me, like I'm not going through this experience. There's messages, videos that I've seen that for some reason I felt intrigued, I felt pulled to watch this certain video. You know, these people tell me like, oh hey, you know, this is gonna happen, you're gonna be experiencing this and that. And I'm like, I'm not really experiencing any of that, so I guess this doesn't resonate with me. That isn't always the case. Sometimes you will watch a video or you will see something and it's not going to resonate till maybe a few months down the line, sometimes even a few years. Sometimes it's an on and off thing throughout weeks, days, months, years. And that's coming from personal experience of listening and following my intuition and my spirit guides and the universe and my soul. So that's just something that I've noticed. So this might not resonate with you now, but it might resonate with you in the future. Okay, so I feel like for not only for myself, but for a lot of you, you are vibrating to a new timeline. And so there's a vision that I had earlier, where, you know, I don't know, the only thing I can think of is like two wires coming together, and it makes me think of that scene from Fantastic Mr. Fox where his wife is putting these two wires together and she screams contact, and then she just, you know, puts them together and then it caused like an explosion. So and then also there's this another, I get like a lot of like visions, so which is kind of, I'm gonna talk more about that in this video. And then also there's another vision I've been getting of like kind of like a coin, you know, when you spin a coin and then it spins out, and then when it slowly gets to settling down, it like really vibrates. I wouldn't say viciously, but just kind of aggressively, or maybe like a bit chaotically. And then it like settles and it stops. So it feels like everything is changing for you, and it's kind of like this tornado or whirlpool that you're in. Like you're in the eye of the storm, and things that are not meant to come with you, certain mindsets, certain beliefs, certain people, certain perspectives that you've had, even like things that you used to do, clothes that you wear, like so many different things are kind of like flying out. Basically, they're flying out, and so you may have been feeling kind of like whoa, like, I'm saying like a lot. You may have been feeling like this, push and pull kind of energy. It feels like 1 minute you're good, next you're just like feeling like shit. Oh, I'm sorry, Josh. It's so hard not to cuss around. Um, so you may have been feeling like kind of like you're just getting like slammed against walls. Like you're kind of like a ball, like a ping pong ball or those little machine balls. It just keeps getting hit just one place to another, and there seems to be like you're just kind of more so like spinning out of control. That's what I want to say. And so and whew, okay, calm down. There's like it's so much things I want to say, and this energy has been building up and it's been very powerful, so it's causing me to like trip over my words and kind of like zone out a bit. But so you may have been like suddenly active with your routine and then suddenly not, and it's just this complete back and forth energy. So this is a sign like, hey, not, this, everything's okay, like we're just kind of suddenly landing, and there's turbulence, there's a lot of vibration, things being settled out, vibrating out. I'm reading my channel messages that I've gotten. Also, some of you may have been seeing camel spiders, or camel spider may be significant in some sort of way for you. It may have a spiritual message for you. Also some people, some experiences may be coming back, so you can see things with your new set of eyes that you're adjusting to. This new timeline that you are slowly more so embracing and landing into. Experience, feelings, things from the past are gonna come back to really show you that you had the power all along, that you weren't crazy after all, and to show you why certain things happened the way they did, and for you to see things on a new level. Which is why also I've been seeing kind of like these two things come together. It's like, okay, for some of you who are anime fans, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm a hardcore anime fan, unlike my boyfriend. Like, he like watches so much anime. But anyways, but for those of you who have watched Attack on Titan, and I'm going to spoil, I'm going to say a spoiler, so if you don't want to hear it, then I guess fast forward. But these are for the people who have, like, gone all the way to season 4, like, towards the end, or halfway. I forgot which episode this was, but you know how, or when Eren, I'm not gonna say this right, because my memories are kind of blank right now, but Eren um, Eren and Zeke went back into the past to see their father, and I forgot why though, but basically Zeke ended up like realizing the reason why Grisha, his father, made the choices that he did in the second life is because Eren was kind of controlling him all along. And he got to see that side of history and future at the same time, and present, which is so strange. So that's kind of all I remember from it, or that's like the main bits I want to get from it. I know it's not as accurate as the show, but that kind of doesn't matter right now. I'm just trying to get the main message, so don't come at me. So, and then also Eren, he, it's crazy when you see that scene, because the first time when you watch the show, it's like as if he just never knew what was going on, and I guess a part of him didn't, but when you get to that scene, like, you realize, like, well, was he really, like, in control all along, even though he wasn't consciously aware of it? So it feels like for a lot of you, things that happened in the past, things that you've experienced, people that you've met, I don't know about every single little bit of experience that you've had, but I would say the ones that left you questioning, like, why was I interested in this kind of thing, or why did I have this sort of imagination, or why did this person like impacted me so much where they've just kind of lingered in my mind. Or why did I move differently than most of my peers, most of my coworkers, my friends, people that I was in love with, or in love with, so infatuated, trauma bonding with. And now that you're on this new timeline, or like, it's weird. Okay, now I'm seeing suddenly, like, you're in a plane and you're up in the air and you're by the window seat, and you're about to land to your new destination, and you're like looking back and you're seeing how everything that you experience, it's different now. Like, it's a different feeling now that you're in this new place. So I'm getting for a lot of you that these experiences, these feelings that you've had as a child, as a teenager, for some of you in your 30s, that you weren't just imagining these things for no reason. You weren't just experiencing things for no reason. And in this new timeline, you're suddenly seeing how it all connects together. That's what I didn't want to say. Whew, that felt good to get out. You're seeing how you're seeing why you went through the things that you went through, why you just ended up choosing the path that you did, or taking a certain hobby that you did, or suddenly not investing in something in a relationship, but with a new set of eyes. And that's the thing, so many people out here in this world, have an experience, and they only experience it on one level. So it could be in the level where it's traumatic, it's harmful, it's full of hate. And this is not me saying that, like, oh, you shouldn't have those feelings, or that's not what you experience. No, that's not what I'm saying. Like, especially if you've been through something traumatic, you need to honor that and recognize, or I know honor may seem as like, oh yeah, be proud. That's not what I'm saying either. But validating is what I'm trying to say. You need to validate your feelings and what you've gone through the way that you experienced it initially. But the thing is that when you choose the path of healing, when you choose to just keep growing, to keep connecting to your soul, and that goes way beyond just basic happiness. Like, sure, maybe you drawing, or you solving math problems, or playing video games, watching anime, building, being an architect is like a way that you connect with your soul. But it's like it's like, it's kind of like having one little peephole that shines light through, and you're not experiencing the full source of your soul, So sorry, I'm like trying to say what I'm feeling and seeing correctly and accordingly. So that's why I'm taking a lot of pauses. I'm seeing a lot of synchronicities. I've been seeing. Just saw 2222. I saw 1111, and I saw 1616. So, look those up if they are significant to you in some way. But okay. So, but it's like you're experiencing things on a different level, and so many people in this world, unfortunately, you only see things just one way, just kind of, just one tunnel. But as you let yourself grow, as you let yourself experience your soul in different ways, in the light aspect, in the dark aspect, it kind of becomes like a kaleidoscope. There's so many different patterns and colors and images that kind of just mesh together, or coordinate with each other in a way that becomes very harmonious. How do you say this? Okay, you know what I mean. It just makes sense. It's in sync. So this is why I bring up that vision, because and it seems like also, like, now that you're kind of looking back and you're seeing kind of everything that you've gone through differently, like on a newer level. It's like you're rewriting your past. You're rewriting your history, the things that you've gone through, not erasing how you first experienced it, not erasing how you finished or how you experienced it the second time. But kind of seeing all these levels of experiences that you've had, all these different perspectives, starting to see it as more of like a kaleidoscope, kind of seeing it as more of like a more so beautifully geometrical pattern. And and also this is giving you a new appreciation of self, of your inner child growing up in it. Because when I got this message, it felt like it feels like my version now going back in the past and really appreciating and understanding the child that I used to be, the teen that I used to be, and admiring that girl kind of already knew what she was doing. Like, she already had she was already kind of creating outlets, having experiences, already being authentic in her own ways, even though she didn't consciously understand it at the time, or why was she different than, you know, other people. You know, why did she think this way when, you know, her family just has always thought this way. And so it seems like, and then also it's like your inner child and your teen self, or maybe yourself in your 20s, is appreciating who you are now. So, and I mean like a big difference. So I'm thinking of like 30-year difference, 20-year, 10-year difference. So like more so like decades. So now it feels like your inner child, or just who you were at the beginning of time in your timeline, and who you are now, it's all like coming together. Yeah, that's the whole, yeah, and that's why I got that whole contact kind of vision thing. Is because it's like, it's suddenly all connecting now. Everything is kind of making sense, and like it's so like you're experiencing like new feelings, like new ways of feeling, of experiences that you've always experienced like differently, and like new colors even, or even new emotions on like a different level. And it's becoming a beautiful synchronicity for yourself, a beautiful new expression for yourself. What did I put here? Also, you may have been seeing 111 or 1101 or 101, so that can be confirmation. Also, and that's the thing. It's so weird how I don't know, every day whenever I wake up, like I just get drawn to certain things. I just suddenly have a song pop up in my head, and I'm just like, it just keeps replaying, and not out of like a rumination kind of way where I'm just like overthinking about it, over analyzing. Like, it just naturally comes, and I just get drawn, you know, to certain people, certain colors, certain videos, and you know, consciously I don't understand it. I don't understand why I get drawn to certain things at certain times, but something in my soul tells me like, hey, this is the right time, you're meant to see this. And then either a few hours later, or a few minutes later, a few days later, I start to understand why I was drawn to a certain thing, why I was envisioning something. So this is something that you are also... Breathe, Josh. Breathe. Good job. This is something that here, Josh, drink some water. Oh, drink water.
Stop a donut.
No, you had too many donuts. Another time. Okay? You can have a popsicle though. Yeah, you'll have one later.
Red ice cream?
I don't think we have red ice cream. Or you mean the strawberry ice cream? Yeah, you can have that later. Anyways, so where was I? So it's like your soul knows, right? Your soul just knows where to go. And also that's another thing. Oops. You may have been also trusting your intuition more, trusting your soul rather than what's in here or even your heart on an earth level. Because, you know, yes, our heart and mind can sometimes lead us to our intuition. But, you know, our heart and mind can get caught up in overthinking and being numb, overanalyzing, feeling too much and letting that kind of shake our nervous system, making us feel unsettled, uneasy, unsafe. So it's like you're learning how to kind of shut those out when it's needed. Or I guess for the majority, and learning how to really trust your soul, which is on a different frequency than your heart and mind most of the time. Breathe, Josh. Breathe. So for instance, and I'm gonna say this experience.
Pancake?
No, you're not gonna have pancakes right now. It's like lunchtime.
Pancake?
Okay, maybe tomorrow. Well, no, wait. We have to get syrup, so unless you want sugar on pancakes, that's actually pretty good.
Sugar pancake?
You want to try sugar pancakes? Okay, then I'll make it for you tomorrow if I have the energy. But no, I will do it. Okay, I just need you to be quiet because I'm making a video. Okay, so anyways, so back to what I was saying. Breathe, Josh, breathe. So for instance, an experience that I've been experiencing is that, which relates to the whole like just the hot and cold, up and down, just kind of all over the place kind of energy, is you know, I used to be really active, but now taking care of Josh, I've been less active. But me and him, we used to kind of go for long walks, and then that stopped. And consciously, I was like, no, I need to get up. I need to go work out. But something like right here, like not in my heart, but like, you know, in my soul was like, no, you need to rest. Like you need to slow down. And so I've been kind of fighting with that. Like, no, like I want to work out. Like I'm getting flabby arms. And my belly's growing. But I was like, okay, fine, I'll just trust this, even though I don't consciously understand. And now that I've letting my intuition like guide me, I'm like starting to understand. Okay, I understand why you want me to rest, and it's for like different reasons, and so you may also have been like understanding things on different levels, in different waves, in different like areas, not just one way. So it's like you're getting more dimensional, I guess, with your ways of thinking and seeing things. Because one of the reasons that I understand now why my soul, my intuition, spirit guides have been telling me to rest is because I still need to learn how to be okay with just doing nothing, with just letting myself exist without subconsciously having to prove to myself, or having to prove to somebody that I deserve to be here by being active, by cleaning, doing homework or some kind of paperwork, or even doing like soul work, or yeah. So like my soul has been showing, like trying to teach me, like just sit here, like don't go on your phone, don't try to like even analyze things or even try to see it in a spiritual way. Just let yourself be at times, you know. And you know, my family, we're all active. So I see my dad and my older brother often go out and they work out, and you know how as a kid, or at least I got this feeling a lot when I was a kid, but whenever, you know, let's say there's like a group and they call people's names for like an award, or for like to go somewhere, or like for to be on a team or something, and then like, or for when someone does a good job, the more that happens, or like the more that someone else's name gets called and not me, I end up like oh my god, like I feel so insecure. And I think that's like a deep-rooted child kind of like insecurity or wound that I've always had. Like fear of being left out, fear of being abandoned. Yeah, I have abandonment issues actually. So yeah, that's the case. And so, you know, every time I would see them go out, I would just like, in something inside me, I'm like, oh, I'm like I should be out there. I should be out there walking. I should be out there in the garage, like working out. And you know, with that came like with a lot of shame and kind of like a little bit of like hatred, or upset, being upset with myself. Breathe, Josh. Relax. Breathe. And Josh, breathe. Come on now. Okay, well, so it's kind of like a dog on a leash, like a dog that is just so excited and so amped up that it's just pulling, it's tugging on the leash. And it's like I have to train myself to like, no, you need to stay still. You need to like just not always trying to be running after something, or like let yourself just be. So I've been doing that and it's been hard. But now I understand, because and I don't mean to, you know, this is not a way to like crap on my dad and brother, but like I see them constantly being active, and like they're like still so unhappy, and they're so like unsatisfied with themselves, and that's the thing. It feels like when you're in this new perspective, you're in this new timeline, like you see things, like you see everything with a different set of eyes. Cause now I'm actually starting, I'm really starting to settle in with just being okay with not working out. Not saying that I'm not gonna work out ever. I love working out. And I love doing stuff. I love cleaning. I know it's weird, but I love cleaning. And you know, but I'm like not shaming myself so much for just sitting down and letting myself just rest. mentally, emotionally, physically. And when you're like, when you're out of that certain frequency, that certain zone, you know, you start to see who's still in there. And it's funny because I had a dream actually the other night, and I'm still trying to unwrap it, but now that I talk about this, it does feel like it's related to this dream. So I had a dream where I was in Dying Light, and if you don't know, Dying Light is a video game. My favorite, like I think that's like my ultimate favorite childhood game of all time. That has brought me so much comfort. It has brought me, like, it has helped me through some rough times. And if I would live anywhere in a video game world, it would be that world. I know, it's weird, but I love that game. So, basically, I was in some certain room with these two guys, these two men. And maybe, you know what, actually, maybe it was my dad and older brother, now that I think about it. But we were in this room, and there was a certain type of, thing. I don't know if I can say the word without getting demonetized, or like, I don't know, this video taken down or something. But a certain type of,
That would eat.
You're hungry? Okay. Hold on, I'm sorry. I'm gonna go, feed him real quick, so I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. Sorry. You know, he's finally hungry, so I gotta go make him something. Or I didn't make him anything. Just gave him leftovers. But, so anyways, so there was a certain, I don't know if spelling it out helps me not to get banned or something, but it's, you know, DRUG. And, it was, you know, the LSD kind. But it was a tablet. It was a tablet, and I remember them saying, like, oh, where's my book? Oh. I remember one of them saying something like, hurry, we have to take this. And, like, and as soon as they started eating it, like, the lights became very vibrant, and were just, like, flashing different colors, like yellow, pink, red, orange, I think also green a bit, but it just kept, like, flashing. And then I just saw one of them, their face was like melting pretty much, and their eyes got so wide, and then it just went black, and it was just like drooping. So I was like watching all this, and then I ended up taking it, and then it felt like I suddenly just became, in the dream, mind you, in the dream, okay, YouTube, didn't actually take it, and so I took it in the dream, and I felt myself just suddenly, like, just, like, droop, like, melt, and, like, my face falling on a table. I was sitting down, so I was, like, kind of slouching and drooping. And then, all of a sudden, in this next dream scene, I was, like, in an interrogation room, and I think those two guys were also there too, but we were, like, looking in that room that I was also in, and we were just watching, I guess, ourselves. Ooh, 4. Just all 4. We just saw ourselves, like, taking this, and we were just kind of, like, observing. So So yeah, that's the dream I had, and how it I kind of forgot what I was talking about earlier. But how it kind of relates to, that's kind of how I've been seeing things, like now that I'm on this different timeline, like I kind of see everything for what it is now, or like on a different level where it's more truthful and it's not in the experience. So I guess that's what it was, cuz when I was experiencing this, it was just so like oh my god, like what's going on, and like their faces are changing. But then when I was in this interrogation room, I can kind of just see, like, I can see it from a different perspective. So and for a lot of you, it's gonna get, as for myself, it's gonna take time to get used to this new timeline, this new feeling, this new like way of seeing things. And also, I don't know if I said the songs, but I did channel songs, which is why I was kind of explaining like why I hear certain things. I have certain experiences. I get drawn to certain images or quotes or whatever, and even though I don't consciously understand it, but 2 songs, actually 3 songs, and another thing that I want to channel. But let's talk about the songs first. So I would say 3 songs that I got that were like just kept following me today was was the song Armageddon Eyes by Invent Animate, my favorite band, and Silent Planet, and the song Elysium by Invent Animate. And like I looked up, I was like, okay, I've always heard of Armageddon. There's a movie on that. I think there's several movies actually. But I was like, what does it actually mean? And so basically what I got from it, it's like a final war, a final battle between like good and evil. And even with evil now, even with the darkness, like I'm even seeing that on a different level where I don't want to say what I'm gonna say because it's gonna sound like very like, oh, that's messed up or fucked up. I can say that now because he's not here. But so I'm gonna make another video for that. But yeah, but it feels like everything is kind of like colliding together, and it's creating this new fusion. It's creating this new era for yourself. Is what I basically want to say. So, and that's another thing. So it may be feeling like you're like glitching, like your thought patterns, your mood swings are like changing dramatically, and also just you may also be experiencing like just things being misplaced, or people are like repeating themselves and it's like they forgot, or like a lot of things. It's like kind of like your whole environment, your internal and your outer world is like glitching in some way, whether vocally, whether digitally, with yourself, or like one moment you feel like you know what, I'm okay with not working out, I'm okay with how I am right now. Like, sure, I may have flabby arms, sure, I may have tummy rolls, but you know what, like it's okay. I accept myself. Like, it's okay for me to be this way, and then one moment you may be I fucking I fucking hate this, like maybe feeling like disgusted with yourself, because that's how I've been feeling, and I'm like, whoa, like where did this come from? And it's just you kind of, it's like the vibration is slowly settling, so that's why you're probably kind of experiencing this whole extreme kind of up and down sort of feeling. Anything else? Oh, okay, let me go back to the songs. So, oh yeah, sorry, I forgot to mention that third song. So, there's this new song by by Tame Impala. I've never really listened to that band before, but I've been getting signs and synchronicities about a certain person coming back, and it's always a thing. Like, I never really wanted to be, because if you watch spiritual messages, a lot of them so many times will be like, oh, this person's coming back in your life, your ex is coming back, and people are coming back in your life, and it gets so tiring, to be honest. So I didn't want to be that person, but I'm gonna be that person. um for some of you, there also might be people and a specific person that is looking at you with a new set of eyes, a new perspective, or even if they're not kind of on the same kind of, I wanted to say dimension, but wavelength level as you, in the ways that you have grown, then they definitely notice that there is something different, even though they can't put their finger on it. So so I don't know if this person's actually gonna, I don't want to be that person of oh yeah, they're definitely gonna come back, because I don't want to do that. But if they are going to come back, or if they have been thinking about you, you are certainly going to get signs. One that I saw was 555, and I've been hearing a lot of songs, just randomly, been getting songs that basically talk about, someone regretting you, like regret not telling their true feelings for you, or regret not understanding you the first time. So yeah. And then Elysium, the meaning behind that. I mean, I would love to because I love to dissect songs and see how it relates to me on the spiritual path I'm on, or what I'm going through. That takes a long time, because I can go into hours of each word and each feeling that I feel. So, but with Elysium, I remember I meditated to that song, and I had this weird experience. It was like I was watching a short film or a movie. But it was see, I don't know if I should get into it or if I should summarize it. I think I'm just gonna summarize it. But basically, I had this weird spirit guide, and honestly, I need to try drawing them again, because the way they looked, they were so cool. Where this weird entity you're being. Also, your ears might be ringing or suddenly going out, so that may be a sign. Suddenly that just happened. but these spirit guides, or I mean, it was like just one, but there were like two in one kind of spirit guide, and they were like initiating me, like like they did some kind of initiation where I go back all the way to the past, all the way back to like everything I've experienced, and like mostly like horrible experiences, and I kind of like cleanse through it, or I push through it, and in the end I end up seeing, when I just saw 555 in the end I see my mom holding me when I was a baby, and I end up giving something to myself. It looked like a yin yang symbol or like something, and I felt like that was like, I don't know, something to remind myself to like come back, like remember me or something. I don't know. It was strange, but it felt like my future self was going back to my baby self to give it something, like some sort of like symbol to remind it, like, always come back to your true self. And I hope someday I can make this into like a video, whether I animate it or I have actors act out and everything that I've seen, because I really want to display it out in the public, but yeah, that might resonate for you in some way. So basically the end of this message is that you are on a new timeline, or you are just landing into a new timeline. So everything is like kind of suddenly chaotic right now. Everything is shifting, so things are kind of like, I guess also with the whole, DRUG thing, like things are looking different to you. Things are changing. And you've always had your true self, basically. You've always had your soul, but it was about you learning how to come back to that, and to realize that you've kind of always had the answer, even though you weren't consciously aware of it, even though you didn't understand what you were doing. So, yeah, that's all I want to say. I know this was a long video, but it feels really good to get this out, and I hope this resonates with someone. I hope this helps you, confirms that you are where you're meant to be, even though it doesn't make any sense. And yeah, so please take care. I'm gonna go eat. I'm starving. I'm hungry. Probably just gonna eat noodles or something. But I wish you guys much love, much truth. Because we all need the truth, even if it's harsh, even if it's scary. And yeah, see you guys next time. Bye. Peace.